Hey, welcome back everybody. It's time to explore a new state. This time we're going to the great state of Alabama. You know that place Forrest Gump was from? Forrest was from Greenbow, Alabama, which is a fictional town. But Bayou-La-Battery, Alabama, where his friend Bubba was from, is not. It's real. It's a real shrimping port to this day. Alabama is a great state with rich history, both good and bad. It has great cities, towns, and people. But today we're not going to list the good things about it. Alabama has some pretty bad places to live. This list will be about the towns that suck in Alabama. Now, before anyone starts typing, I'm sure these towns listed have some remarkable people in history, just like any other place. But that's not the focus of today's list. So here's my top 10 worst towns in Alabama. Number 10, Talladega, Alabama. Talladega is a fairly crappy place, statistically at least. With an average household income much lower than the state's average, they have a whole bunch of people living check to check, and a good majority of those people living government check to government check. Now here's some fun facts. Almost 20% of the residents made less than $10,000 in 2016, and over a quarter of the residents above the age of 25 don't have a high school diploma or GED. Now they also have a major racetrack just north of the city, one of the big races for NASCAR. And coincidentally, Talladega ranks number 4 on the list of top 101 cities with the largest percentage of people in institutions for the deaf. I wonder if they have anything to do with each other. Anyway, unemployment is about 8% in 2016, and the estimated per capita, not just the people under 10,000, but everyone together, their per capita income comes to $18,000 a year. Number 9, Monroeville, Alabama. Monroeville is in the county of Monroe. It's on the southwest portion of the state. It's also known as the literary capital of Alabama, and that's because it's the hometown of writers Truman Capote and Harper Lee. Harper Lee, who famously wrote To Kill a Mockingbird, which we were all forced to read in high school in most cases. Now, the town was incorporated in 1899, just before the turn of the century, and after briefly being renamed Centerville, they changed it to Monroeville. Now, this literary capital of Alabama only experienced one homicide in 2016, so you gotta applaud them for that. That being said, the property crime stats still remain crazy. In 2016, residents had a 1 in 12 chance of being the victim of a property crime in Monroeville. The population of Monroeville has decreased over the past decade, and that's probably because the city's property crime statistics. I imagine if you sell home security systems or car alarms, you could make a killing here. That is, if you could find someone that can actually afford it. Their unemployment was at about 23% in 2016. Number 8, Opp, Alabama. The town of Opp is located in the south end of the state of Alabama, and it's in Covington County. The motto of the town is opportunity, which I find odd, considering they don't have much available. The town was founded in 1901 and named after Henry Opp, a lawyer for the railroad. Besides competing for the worst name in Alabama, they're always near the top of any list about unemployment. This city has one of the highest unemployment rates and crime rates in the state of Alabama. And like so many other towns that have had the train or train stations in their history, they have had a hobo problem in the past. They used to have signs up back in the day that said, "Don't feed the hobos." And they still have a hobo problem this day. High school athletics, that is. Opp High School Bobcats play the Laurel Hill Hobos, which you may remember from my worst high school mascot video. Unemployment rate was almost 16% in 2016, and the median household income, as in 2 adults making an income together, was about $32,000 a year. That's low. Number 7, Atmore, Alabama. Atmore is a town located to the south end of Alabama. The town's motto is, "Old friendships, new beginnings." Strangely, it's one of the safest cities in the state, and it still made this list. Even if the crime rate isn't that high, the high unemployment, low income, low home values, and the fact that it's a geographical oddity made it to number 7 on this list. When I say geographical oddity, I mean this place is exactly, well, not exactly, but close to, it's almost 1 hour away from every place that has good jobs. Mobile, Alabama is a 51-minute drive, and Pensacola is a 52-minute drive, with no traffic. The only bright spot in Atmore isn't even really in Atmore. It's just north of Atmore. The Wind Creek Casino is about a 10-minute drive north of downtown Atmore. The casino is in the middle of nowhere. I find this really strange. It's another geographical oddity. Somebody put a casino in the middle of farmland. It's surrounded by farmland. Why would someone do this? Unemployment in Atmore is hovering around 21%. The median household income is about $20,000. 2 adults making $20,000 a year. Number 6. Clanton, Alabama. Clanton is a town located in the geographic center of the state. It's in Chilton County, 37 miles northwest of Montgomery. Its motto is, "A good place to visit, a better place to live." Now, it was founded in 1868 and named in honor of General James H. Clanton, a general in the Confederate States Army. This place is rich in history, and that's about the only thing you can use the word rich on when describing anything in Clanton. With a population of just under 9,000, they had 116 assaults, just under 1,000 burglaries, petty theft and car theft were really high too, and 2 dudes just recently were charged with abuse of a corpse. I don't even know what category that goes into. A couple of freaks. The unemployment rate is just under 12%, and the median household income is just about $31,000. And they're awfully proud of this peach water tower. Number 5. Lanett, Alabama. The town of Lanett is located in the eastern end of the state in Chambers County. Its motto is, "The Gateway to Alabama." It has one of the highest crime rates in the state of Alabama and a very, very low home value. 2 of the main factors in making a crappy town. Recently, they had a nightclub shooting that injured 9 and killed 2. Now, when I read this, I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. I mean, Lanett has a nightclub? The hell's up with that? They don't even have a dentist. I'm just kidding. They actually have several dentists, but from all the research I've done, not enough of the residents are going. If you YouTube search Lanett, Alabama, you're going to find a bunch of fights that look like they were taking place in government housing. That's honestly like the first videos are fights in government housing. It's incredible. Not a place you want to live or even drive by. Like, take a black Sharpie if you have like the old school map and just cross out Lanett and stay away from there. Number 4. Tarrant, Alabama. Tarrant is a town located in the central region of the state, and it's part of Jefferson County. It is home of the largest single producer of foundry coke in the U.S. Now don't get excited. It's not that type of coke. Coke is a fuel with few impurities and a high carbon content, usually made from coal. Its motto is, "Gateway to Progress." Speaking of progress, while I was researching the city, I learned that Texas has a Tarrant County. While I was researching online, they kind of ran into each other, and something caught my eye. 69-year-old U.S. Representative Joe Barton was sending dick pics to women he met on Facebook. See, old folks are enjoying the internet just like the young kids today. Progress. Tarrant, Alabama has a low income level and a low home value. Like I said before, 2 main ingredients in making a really crappy town. Unemployment is right around 14%. Median household income is about $27,000. Number 3. Brewton, Alabama. The town of Brewton is located in the southern section of Alabama near the Florida Panhandle. It's about 60 miles north of Pensacola, Florida. It was founded in 1885 and was formerly known as the richest little town in the South. Those days are a distant memory. It currently has a town motto of, "We suck as bad as Birmingham, just smaller." Its current high unemployment rate and low household income have made this town skid further and further from its previous glory. Recently, a man punched the local fire chief in the face for performing CPR on his wife. She later died and he's been arrested. He was actually out on bail for hitting her already. This guy had some serious issues, but I can guarantee his 2018 is going to suck really bad. The unemployment rate in Brewton is about 14%, and the median household income is just under $30,000. Number 2. Childersburg, Alabama. Childersburg is a town in Talladega County. It's in the central portion of the state. It was incorporated in 1889, but claims to have history dating back to 1540, making it the oldest town in the U.S. This area was once visited by the explorer DeSoto, and now he discovered some caverns there, which they have named after him, called the DeSoto Caverns, and surrounded it with low-budget carnival-type things and called it a family fun park. It's kind of cool. What's not cool is it has very low income levels, high unemployment rates, and a very low home value. Another negative about Childersburg is they have escaped convicts and bear problems. They have a state prison and a work release program center just outside of town. And if you Google Childersburg, you're going to see a bunch of 2 things. escaped prisoners, and bear sightings. And when I say bears, I mean bear, like honey-eating, get in your picnic basket, woodland creatures, not large hairy gay men. The unemployment rate is right around 16%. The median household income is $25,000. 2 adults making $25,000. Number 1. Evergreen, Alabama. Evergreen is a small town in the southern portion of Alabama. As of the 2010 census, the population was 3,944, and this place sucks. Only 32% of the residents actually own their own homes. The crime rate is high, the unemployment rate is high, and the residents who do have jobs get paid peanuts. Now, early settlers came to the area from Georgia and South Carolina in the beginning of 1818. Evergreen was founded officially in 1819 when Revolutionary War veterans settled within the present city limits. 200 years later, most people aren't really sure if settling this place was the right move. You want to know what else is strange about this place? If you just said no, I can't hear you, so too bad, you're going to hear it anyway. People call this place the Bigfoot capital of Alabama. The Bigfoot capital of Alabama. People actually believe that still. I mean, I know some people believe it. They have a couple shows on like the Discovery Channel called Bigfoot Hunters or whatever. It's weird. Seen some things on Netflix. But people actually call this place the Bigfoot capital of Alabama, as if states need to have their own Bigfoot capital. This is how bad the employment is there. Their middle school librarian, who sadly was just murdered, which was, that's bad enough. But I was reading the article. He was working as the middle school librarian. The dude has a master's degree. Middle school librarians, that's a position filled by like a mom with too much time on her hands. This was a man with a master's degree working as the middle school librarian. He didn't even work as the county librarian. He didn't even make it to the show. You know what I mean? It's just sad. The man was murdered and he's a middle school librarian with a master's degree. Alright, so that's my list for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. I hope you got a good laugh. Now, this was a worst of video. We all know there's some really nice things and nice people going on in all of these towns. This video was just kind of focused on the negative side of it. I always do a negative, and then I do a positive of just about every subject I cover on my list. So hold on for the positive one. That'll be coming soon, I'm sure. But if this is your first time here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment, tell me what you thought, leave me a like, whatever you want to do. Have a great day. Be nice to each other.